All right, what you're aware of, your thoughts.
Fatherhood is an adventure. So these must-haves for Father's Day.
Hey, Gigi. This is the season. It's still my birthday month. My birthday at the end of the month, so I do celebrate June. I finished my hair. The people come on in. Hey, Lauren. Lauren is unbothered. I know that's right. What you got for Lauren? You gotta say general. I'm sorry, you guys. General for the free for me to answer your question. If it's a question that you have, is $15 Cash App or PayPal. Okay. What do you have for Lauren? What does Lauren need to know? Okay. You got the Queen of Cups. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, Lauren. Okay, Three of Cups. Queen of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles. I see a celebration. There could be a celebration coming up for you. Someone could be celebrating, okay, when it comes to their finances. You could be invited to something during this time. You get two more. Okay. You got the Ace of Cups and the Strength card. You need to get out your head, though. You could be celebrating someone else's, somebody could be getting some type of financial gain during this time, but I do see some type of celebration coming up with finances. So there could be graduations, weddings, or it could be celebrations, weddings, celebrations coming up either around this time or you were in being invited. You might not go. I mean, you need to get out of your head because I feel like, you know, if you've been in your head and somebody invites you somewhere, you might say no. But it's a celebration, okay? The Three of Cups. I see that somebody's coming towards you to invite you somewhere, okay? Thank you. I appreciate the birthday wish. I'm about to travel for work to make a big lump sum of money. I know that's right. That owes me some money. Well, the Ten of Pentacles was on the board. It's celebration. Or you could be somebody who's you gonna be celebrating. I like that for you. I know that's right. We're gonna donate to the chat for my birthday. It's still my birthday. It's my birthday still. I celebrate the whole month of June. All right. You gotta put general if you want free. Okay. If you want a question answered, your question answered is $15 Cash App or PayPal. Now, if you want a general, it's free. You gotta type general. General is the unknown. What do you have for Gia? What does Gia need to know? Oh, wow. You got the 4 Wands, Ace of Cups, 5 of Cups, and the Devil. Capricorn energy. 2 of Pentacles. Oh, wham, you in your feelings. Right now you need to get out your feelings because I feel like, you know, the more that you're in a space of feeling some type of way now, if you feeling down or whatever it is, it becomes elevated and toxic. So get out that energy. Get out that energy. You probably right now need to get by yourself because I see you walking away, needing to focus on home. 4 Wands. Love at this time, and you pull that 5 of Cups. I don't know if you might be feeling down. You need to come up out of that, okay? Can I get one more? Star card. So this is the time you need to be aligning your chakras. You need to be in a high vibe right now, not in a low vibration. Okay, you need to get out that, get in a high vibration. What is you holding on to? You got the 2 of Swords and the 4 of Pentacles. You holding on to something. You need to kind of see whatever it is for what it is and stop holding on to things, okay? I feel like you're holding on to energy, holding on to people, but you need to let go. Focus on your security, your stability, and where you're headed. Ace of Cups energy. And anything outside of that, you need to let it go. Anything outside of that. Because sometimes you can be in a place and people projecting shit towards you. So get out of that and stay in a high vibe. I wanted to see this. Now, Stay high vibe, keep smiling, keep enjoying life, even when you're working, even with clients. Don't come back home and feel overwhelmed. So when you feel overwhelmed, just say, all is well in my life. All is well, all is well, all is well, all is well. Focus on positive affirmations. All is well. And when you don't show up in your own energy, it's somebody else's. Ace of Pentacles. Generals are free. Generals are free. No, that's not Queen Latifah. Can you hear me? She said, is that Queen Latifah? No, ma'am. So if you want a general, it's free. If you want your own question answered, it's $15 Cash App or PayPal. General, you get what comes out. I'm good. How are you? Hey, Trina girl. You gotta post general if you want a general. So I'll know. You have to post general for me to know that you're here.
Same thing, like we do this for our girls, so.
What's up, you guys? You can get a general for free. I can take it over to TikTok. I know I got some haters out there. That's okay. I ain't even mad at you. Hit the like button. I seen you spiritually beautiful. Hello, love. If you still in the building. If you want a general, post general. Hit that like button if you're here. Okay. What do you have for Trini girl? What do you have for Trini girl? Okay. We'll take that. They say you need to find ways to fill your cup, Trini. You need to find ways to fill your cup. It said be self-full. You need to follow your heart and always trust your intuition. You need to go deep within to find your triggers and address them one by one. Self-healing is the best. Healing only then can you offer the best version of yourself. Get one more card. It say you need to take a chance. 0303. It say take a moment to observe the people around you, your environment, and your health. This is a gentle reminder to stay cautious and alert to prevent future issues. It say you need to prioritize clear communication and maintain healthy boundaries to ensure your well-being. You need to prioritize clear communication and maintain healthy boundaries. Okay? To ensure your well-being. It's time for you to take care of yourself. And when it comes to other people, let them give you some space. Don't let people come and violate your space, honey. And prioritize. They just can't come knocking on your door. They need to call first. Eventually, I'm going to be bringing up another reader. I'm trying to set a date on that. I'll be bringing up another reader. We'll both be on. We'll both be on the channel. Collabing. I'm trying to set a date for that. I try to make it be. I try to make it be exciting. And we'll both pull cards on the people in the chat. With some high vibe and good energy. And it will possibly be a female. She's a mentor. A mentor. She ain't a mother, but she got dog. She's a dog lover. But she's been a reader for years. No, I did it with, his name is Don the Emperor. I actually mentored him on this channel. Then he branched off. He got his own channel. He got his own content. But he has, like funny videos and, tarot, oracle. Yeah, we did it's in my, somewhere in my archives. I might pull it up and, make it an up-to-date video, but yeah. I don't think I did one with Lauren. She's a tarot reader also, but she does her own content. I know a few. And then I have a mentor myself that actually does, that I go to. She comes in the chat every so often. But I think she's on the Psychic Network. But I will be bringing up another reader that's been a reader for a long time. And we'll be collabing together. Because she wants to see my channel grow. She know I don't be on here every single day, but, I try to come on as most often as I could. But she was like, just trying to put me in the algorithm. I was in the algorithm, but then I wasn't doing readings like I was. I was on TikTok. And YouTube has changed. YouTube has definitely changed. They want to be like TikTok, but it's not that. Usually you go on YouTube, then a bunch of videos come up, but if you don't see that video in the algorithm at the top or it's trending, you might not get it. They will shut your notifications off. YouTube has changed. Now you can scroll just like you do on TikTok. Like, what? Okay. I thought if you post a video, like post it, and your people start liking it and sharing it, then other people see it. But now you just scrolling. I don't know what type of algorithm that is. People can scroll and skip you, And if they shouldn't, the notifications off, that makes it even worse. Because like people that I was subscribed to, I end up not being subscribed to. It's crazy. Trini girl, how did you find me? Let me know. How did you find me? Scrolling. She said yes. So you found me scrolling, not subscribed or nothing. That's crazy. That's how you find people scrolling. What I should have did when so what I should have did was back then when I first started, I should have made an app. What you don't do very often, see, and that's crazy. You got to scroll on YouTube to find what you're looking for. You still can type it, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I need the right for you page and timestamp all signs and tarot, timestamp this. I don't know. It still might not touch the people. They still probably have to scroll. But that's good. Thank you for being here. So that's how right. Right. Okay. Cause I think they cut like all my like anybody I was subscribed to, they shut all that
My
down.
phone was in
But
in
they
the other room when I just
like people that I was subscribed to.
Nah.
Now they haven't took any of my subscriptions, but it's something where they're turning off the notifications. I'm not getting notifications of people that I have subscribed to, and I don't turn off my notifications, but they will turn it off. Okay. So yes, I will be bringing a. I'm trying to figure out what date she is available because she called me. So I will be bringing another reader on. She's been doing readings for probably over 20. My grandson was calling me. So yes, what I was saying, I will be bringing another reader up. We're trying to set a date. She's been doing tarot over 20 years, and she's a good friend of mine. So I probably will be. We're trying to plan a day because she's busy. She does do the psychic network. To get me back in the algorithm because this year is the lowest that my channel has been. So, and I have a lot of other moderators that I have not seen in the past couple of years. I don't know if I did. What did I do? I kind of altered my name a little bit from back then to now. So that's where we're at. So yeah. So she's reached out to me, and I love the fact that she reached out. She says my channel just popped up, but a lot of people are just catching me scrolling when they're scrolling. So we're gonna try to get this channel back in the algorithm, change a little bit of the content. So we're coming up with new ideas on what to do, what to say, and how to present the channel.
It's like can't do it. Here you go, boo. No, I said I can't do it. No, the bitch ain't seen. Nah.
What's up, Yusha?
Okay.
Oh, I ain't worried about it, honey. I got 3 channels. I got 3. I got 2 on YouTube and 1 on TikTok. I do have a Patreon, but I had to make time to do the Patreon. Once I get the members only set up and have new content, because I will be doing like a YouTube shop. It'll be a YouTube shop also. So I got my ideas down on paper, what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna present. Just getting stuff in order.
I probably might be doing something later on that night. I still ain't decided on it yet. Yeah, but that's around like 7 though. I know, I was just saying. I was just mentioning.
So yeah, we're I'd like to know. Okay, you should.
No, somebody had
Wait a minute.
invited me to do this little performance. No, I said somebody had invited me to do this performance.
You have to put general. You can get a general for free. If you got a question of your own, you have to pay the $15 Cash App or PayPal. But you can get a free. You talking. You can get a general for free.
That's not why I mentioned it. That's not why I mentioned it. I was just telling you this to tell you.
I'm gonna lie.
Well, that's not what
You got headphones on? You got headphones on? You can type general if you want a general. Could you do a free reading for me this time? No, I'm doing free general. General is whatever comes out. And then if you want the answer to your question, that's $15 Cash App or PayPal. It's stamped already. So do you want the general? Let's pull a card on you. I think that for you, Chef. That's too many. Let's see. Woo. It say you wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes. So you plant seeds and you dig it up instead of watering it. You gotta let something you planted, whether it be with a job, career, relationship, if you plant a seed somewhere, you gotta water the seed. You can't plant it, dig it up, just see if it's gonna grow, because it takes time for things to grow. Okay? To keep questioning yourself on something, your hard work and your decisions, you need to have patience. Stop overthinking and keep watering your seeds. Now, if it's a situation, you need to keep watering it. If it's a done deal, you need to let it go. Okay? You need to stop overthinking. That's what the card says. Stop overthinking and keep watering your seeds. That's what I see for you, Yusha. If you want a reading, if your reading is important to you, it's worth the price. This is my job. I am a messenger. People have to understand this is my job over here. People doing readings, people don't think that it be your job, but they want answers to their questions. This is my job. If God said I can use it as a job, I'm going to use it as a job. Now, when you see me out here on the streets and you ask me a question, I might can answer it. But on this live on YouTube and them taking a percentage of anything that I make, yeah, they take a percentage of what I make. If I don't give a percentage back, they gonna shut my channel down. They get money too. Don't think they don't get paid for us being on live. No, because on the other channel, I'm still writing down ideas because the guy told me that I should do celebrity readings. So I'm still thinking. I don't know if I want to do all signs. I probably do all signs. I don't know if I'm going to group them up. I might group them up together. But I know some people energy unless they pay for a private reading. Because everybody living different lives. But I started on live. I never started on like posting. When I came on as a reader, I came on as a live content creator. The first time I went live was on Valentine's Day. So everybody was in love. But I love doing what I love doing. I love doing money readings, but nobody's looking for money. Nobody wants money, but they want money. But romance without finance is a nuisance. Crazy. You was alone. We got another tornado coming in, you guys. I'll probably be on here for a couple of more minutes. So, you know, we had a tornado on the 16th. So just pray for everyone in our area. Okay, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear? Okay, the alarms are going off outside, so just pray for us in our area. Can't you hear the alarm? Wait a minute. So just I'm gonna keep the live up. Hold on. I'm gonna put on some clothes just in case we have to get out here. You hear me? I don't know, the sirens didn't go off last time. Yeah, they was gonna have to go off this time. It ain't raining yet. I'm gonna open the blinds. If I see the birds going crazy, then I know. Because things will start to shut down. The clouds ain't too bad. So it could be in St. Charles. The siren's still going off. Okay. The birds are still in the grass, so, but the alarm is still going off. Okay. When I see these birds going crazy, then I'll know. Arian, are you still here? And Schumann. Gia, you still in the building? Can you guys hear me? I can hear the sirens going off somewhere else now. Can you guys hear me? Cookie. I swear I seen somebody trying to get their blinds down. What? I don't know. I seen somebody stick a whole air conditioner in the window. Wait a minute. Ain't it Central Air over there? Somebody stuck a whole air conditioner in the window. That's crazy. See what's the news. Not they called each other and called me. Corey and Ray.
They both called you at the same time?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. FaceTime. They had their little cartoon characters. they was finna go crack.
That's what's up right by who got out.
Yes. They going crazy with it. Well, the clouds ain't too bad right now. Sneak up on us at night, be like, jeez. Let's see.
Miles an hour, and that's why they've indicated that there's some debris being lofted into the air. Again, southwest of Chesterfield, moving northeast at about 35 miles an hour. So that's why they put an observed tornado on this. It moves close to Chesterfield. You want to be in your safe side. The debris ball or debris area that's been indicated southwest of Chesterfield, likely trees at this point because it's out in an open area, but it's moving into a more populated area. So again, watching right around Chesterfield and this region here, Scotty's just about to track it out for you. So Fern Ridge,
Let's say Maryland Heights, Pattonville, Bridgeton,
your safe spot, Bridgeton 318, 320
St. John, Hazelwood, Berkeley.
Yeah, it holds together as it moves northeast at about 35 miles an hour. So, okay, and let's talk just briefly about the tornado areas that we are dealing with right now, where you have the cleanup ongoing in the city. Okay, you know, I want you in your safe place. If you're out here west of 141, you know, here's Riverport. You're kind of on the fringes of it. Maryland Heights, the soccer fields along 141. Here's, you know, Page Avenue Extension, Creekport Park. This is the area where we're seeing the circulation now. We may also have some stronger winds in here that are kind of whipping out ahead as that rear flank downdraft comes in.
Damn.
Let's just talk for a minute about where our storm was on May 16th, okay? We want you in your safe place out here. And really, if you're in the polygon, you know, in the city, eastern portions of St. Louis County, you've got a couple of minutes here before it gets there. But for the folks dealing with the tornado cleanup from May 16th, this does not look like it's that strong, okay? That's number one. Number two, it looks like the track of that circulation will stay to the north and west of you. There'll still be some gusty winds in here as well, as this system pulls on towards the east and to the northeast. As we look at the debris tracker, there's a couple of areas dropping out. There's one near Chesterfield, but I'm thinking this one is more of the one where we're seeing the dropout, which would be in that area right along the river, right along Greens Bottoms, right by Tees Farm there. And that's headed towards the Page Avenue extension, probably stay just east and southeast of the Page Avenue, you know, extension bridge there as you go into St. Charles. So you're not in the warning there. This is surged out. You see it kind of wrapping up here. And the warning, again, when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing this area right in here where we're getting a surge, okay? And it's almost on the northern side of this polygon. So that's the area I want to track out for you and just kind of really focus on this area. And even though Spanish Lake, you're not in this tornado warning right now, we still want you to be in your safe spot as this moves in the general direction.
It's
in the morning,
Maryland Heights, Bondfield, Bridgeton,
Maryland Heights, Fern Ridge. You're in the warning. The circulation looks like it's more in this general vicinity, but you're getting that surge coming out here farther southwest of St. Louis. Let's go back to the terminal Doppler and look at that. And you can kind of see, we're just backing up here a few frames. We'll go back and forth together doing this, and you can kind of see how this has been surging out. Okay,
hi,
so
love. How you doing?
Puts that very close to the northern side of where this polygon is.
A.
And, you know, even though
Can you hear me?
we're not in the warning in the city of St. Charles, just based on the fact, look what's happening here. You got one storm up here by Harvester, you have another one down to the south, the one that actually has a circulation. These two storms are going to try to merge here in the next few minutes. And when storms merge, that also creates problems. So if you're in, I just say.
And a little bit of good news, the velocity couplet is much less strong than Herzog, says Weather Service, and we see that, right? It's, so they suspect that the tornado has already ended, but that said, we still need to continue to watch this.
Okay, well, yeah, definitely, and right along the Missouri River here, even though you're not technically in the warning alarm, by the arena, by the St. Charles Family Arena, even though you're not.
This is not a scam. The health food allowance card is available for those on Med. Worth a lot per year.
Be inside, away from windows and doors at this point, because sometimes these storms do take somewhat erratic paths. Now, again, we're looking here from the terminal Doppler radar, so it looks a little bit different than when we're looking at the usual weather impact Doppler, but you can see that surge that came out, and with that surge, the circulation that was there, and now that circulation is not as defined as it was just a little bit ago. Let's look at the velocity here, and we have a couple of areas. Probably the one that's standing out the most is that one right there. This is the area that we've been watching. It's not as tight as it was. That's good, right? So it looks like it's broadening out a little bit, and it is moving to the northeast. You also have another circulation here back to the west, down towards Chesterfield, but I think that.
Well, it ain't raining, so well, I think we say.
To the north that is causing us problems. So again, we're not so much concerned about the city of St. Louis at this point.
Okay.
So if you are in the Richmond Heights area, right now, it does not look like you have a tornado headed for you. If you're in the area that was hit by the tornado on May 16th in the city, it does not look like you have a tornado heading to you at this moment. What it looks like is it's staying north and west of those areas. We look at this, and again, the circulation couplet that we're seeing is right on the northern fringes here of this tornado polygon, which extends here basically just along Greens Bottom Road and then over in towards Maryland Heights to include Creve Park. And this is going to be very close to going over Creve Park. It's probably going to stay just to the west. The amphitheater, would be concerned out there in Earth City. You should be in your safe place here. You're 5 minutes away or so from this being into Earth City and causing some problems there. All right? Potentially, if it stays on the ground and if this continues.
If it stays on the ground, it'll be in Earth City in 10 minutes.
Tornado warning here, but again, it's here and going up here.
That's ugly.
Not over the same area.
That's Bristol.
That had
You hear me?
the tornado on May 16th. Okay, we're still going to get some heavy rainfall, which is what we anticipated with this system, but it's not. In
You hear
the
me,
same
Ro?
area, okay, let's pop it back. Watch this storm.
Yeah, it's
evolve.
gonna come to us.
See how
If it stays on the ground, it's coming this way.
Just enough to kick the spin up. The environment's not overly conducive.
It'll hit.
Severe weather today. We're not that warm. We're definitely muggy, but we're not that warm, and the winds aloft are not that strong. So while we were expecting some stronger thunderstorms, I think what we're going to end up seeing in the city, and there you go, we're back to just the regular tornado warning.
It'll hit Bristol.
So Wildwood, Chesterfield, you're now in the clear.
Yeah, once this leading edge goes by, that's where anything that's circulating is going to be. So even though it's still pouring at the Boone Bridge, there's no threat of severe weather there. Now notice the flash flood warning in effect here along 94 and along the Page Avenue extension 364 out through Cottleville, out towards Garden Prairie. This area has seen rainfall rates of 4 to 6 inches an hour. Not that much fell, but at those rates, you can't drain it that fast. So you've got drenching, you've got a big time ponding on the road. So that's why we have flash flood warning in effect there. For our tornado warning, again, the storm's still showing signs of some circulation in here, and some rotation. That appears to be off to the northwest of Maryland Heights. The way this thing's wrapping up, Jimmy, it wouldn't surprise me if it ended up kind of getting really close to St. Charles. I'm going to give you a track, and it's going to be a little bit outside, perhaps, the polygon. It's actually.
Well, I gotta cover our area. You hear me?
I am going to bring it right there over, St. Charles. It's going to be really close to St. Charles. It's going northeastbound. So Hazelwood, you are in the path of this circulation. Of course, if you've lived here for any amount of time, you know this area of St. Louis County is kind of almost like a mini tornado.
You hear me?
We get a lot of storms that move from southwest.
We call us Tornado Alley.
So at 323 at Hazelwood, Cross Keys at 331, up to Blackjack at 334. Torrential rain falling with this storm too. That is really going to slow things down as we head through the afternoon hours for sure. But again, the circulation, which is right in here at the moment, this circulation right in here is much weaker than what it was just a few minutes ago. So that's good news. Nonetheless, the rotation's still there.
He's got a brand new warning until 4 o'clock, and you're right, it includes now St. Charles County, but eastern St. Charles County. It's right over St. Charles there, and you see that.
Yeah.
A new tornado warning just issued, moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. So this right over St. Charles, actually, there's a rotation there too. So it's a separate area.
There's a separate area, but it's not as defined. It's right in here, where you would see potentially some sort of surge out. Yeah, we just had storms merging. When you have storms merging, then you won't be there. And sometimes you get those dangerous twisting of the winds in there. So the main circulation for the initial warning there, this is your second circulation that potentially is showing up right now near St. Charles. Again, that is not as impressive as the one that's rolling right now towards over Veterans Bridge there. This kind of surge is that rear flank downdraft still trying to push that storm out and trying to drag that warm moist air in and make it rotate.
The sirens keep going off.
So I'm going to give you a track on this one that would be approaching St. Charles. And right now, it's going to be somewhere. And Jeffrey, I don't know if you can pull up Main Street, St. Charles here in a few minutes on the camera.
Are you here?
There's the airport.
I'm leaving the live up because we're going through a tornado warning right now. We just had a tornado in our city a couple of weeks ago. It destroyed some stuff.
St. Peter's, Garden Prairie, Lake St. Louis, you're well behind the storm, right? This is for eastern portions of St. Charles County, taking it up towards Boshertown, taking it up towards West.
And they said a new tornado storm warning.
A tornado warning. It would eventually get to Alton here in the next few minutes, by 3:43, so a half an hour or so from now, because the storm's moving that fast. Let's take a broader.
And they said it's moving fast.
There's only 3 warnings on our map. Okay, the tornado warnings that we have in St. Charles.
I don't see the birds no more.
Really, I think we could drop it out of St. Louis City. Although you never know what's going to happen on the backside of these storms down here. But the immediate threat is more right along the Missouri River at Interstate 70 and going northeast from there.
It said it's more on the Interstate 70.
Here from much of the west of St. Charles County and a portion of western St. Louis County. These storms farther south and southwest
I'm watching,
are not severe.
the live on Channel 5.
Storms here off to the southeast of St. Louis. They're strong. They're not severe at this point. So the big focus is really around the metro area right now, and really with these storms as they've been merging and surging across St. Charles County and northwestern portions of St. Louis.
It's starting to rain now.
Again, the tornado warning for St. Louis County, that area, as opposed to the St. Charles County area. Again, this one looks like it's weakening so much that even the Weather Service is not even concerned about it. Then you get up to the one around St. Charles, that rotation's getting a little bit more defined, but not as defined as the one that was over Chesterfield that is now weakening. So that likely will be allowed to expire, and we're just kind of focusing in on this area around St. Charles and just seeing if that gets any tighter And if it is a tornado, it's gonna be short-lived and very weak as it
Okay.
moves to the northeast. Again, Veterans Memorial Parkway, that rotation is right over there. So right along Interstate 70 and moving more towards 370 and 94. So if there is a tornado, again, radar indicating rotation, not a confirmed rotated, not a confirmed tornado at this point.
And they say they don't know where
It
it's
is,
gonna
a
spin
big
to.
rotation that we're watching for.
Yeah, and I think at this point, what we're looking at here with that circulation, that's, pretty much over 70 of Veterans Memorial Parkway here, streets of St. Charles in that area, that's moving northeastbound. That is the primary circulation now that's taken over, that we're continuing to watch. I just want to bring, because I know we've got a lot of folks in St. Louis in the city, and Richmond Heights, and, in the area that was hard hit by the tornado on May 16th. All right, what we are not seeing along this leading edge is any real strong gauge here, or anything from a radar standpoint that looks like we're having anything surging immensely out. You're gonna get a lot of rain, okay? It's gonna pour, there may be some gusty winds in there, 40 to 50 miles per hour. But I think our threat from a tornado is going to be limited to if we can get a surge like we're seeing in Overland right now. That's a little bit of a surge coming out. We'll watch that. Nothing to be definitive about yet, but a surge coming out there that we'll watch. And then also what's happening in St. Charles now as this is moving on. Let's give you a track, and I'm going to pull this back, and we're going to just track the whole line. So the line of the worst part of the storm. Okay, it's moving northeast and northeast here. And I pulled it well east. Okay? If you're hearing thunder right now, and you're in St. Louis County, St. Louis City, if you're inside, away from windows and doors, you're doing it on your own. Okay? This is not going to be a massive tornado. This could be quick spin-up kind of tornadoes on this scenario. The ingredients are not there for a massive tornado. But we're extending this out farther over here into Madison County in particular, Bethalto, Wood River, Alton, even into North St. Louis County, Spanish Lake, Bosco Village. You've got time. You have a little bit of time before it's going to get there. Not a lot, but a little bit of time before it's going to arrive in your area. So we want you to still be safe inside, away from windows and doors, preferably the lowest level. But what we are not seeing, as we pop the radar back on here, is a lot of tight circulations showing up everywhere. Okay, probably the only one that is really showing up is the one that's over St. Charles right now. You still have kind of this broad circulation that's over Maryland Heights. That's getting close to the airport. There's Main Street, St. Charles. You got a storm. I mean, it's full. We've got some gusty winds in there. And I think you're going to see that. Sheets of rain moving across here. Cloud the ground light. Now, if we have anything developing as far as the spin in these storms, our anticipation is it's not going to last again. I think we probably had our best opportunity when that storm was over Wildwood and Ellisville before it got to Chesterfield. And now I think you're just going to look at things that maybe try to spin quicker. So, along the north of 70 here in St. Charles, east of St. Peter's, okay? St. Peter's, you're not going to get a tornado in St. Peter's. It's staying off to your east. Any rotation, any circulation is staying off to your east there in St. Peter's. There's another quick look at this overall kind of band. We had the surge come in with the wind, and with that surge, the Buccaneer flank down draft kind of coming in, surging in, pushing the storm out, and then creating a notch and creating a circulation. That notch is now made it for that big St. Charles, and it's moving to the north and to the northeast. But even though it's there right now, you're not seeing a lot of tight rotation. And again, I think for the city of St. Louis in particular, I I just don't see a whole lot here that concerns me.
There's the picture there of St. Louis Lambert International Airport where you're seeing obviously extremely heavy rain and lots of lightning with these. And like Scotty was saying, that tornado warning that's over the airport right now, likely expiring and will not be reissued here when it ends at about 3:30 p.m. But with that, you get lots of rain, lightning, and probably some strong gusty winds within that. So again, that concern for any rotation now is basically over eastern St. Charles County.
Yeah, and this is a look from the St. Charles campus. So there's Interstate 70. You can see it's at the fall.
And let it pass over, Lord.
But we have a lot of rain here. I'm trying to look at my trees, and I'll come out here so I can maybe get a better look at the trees. I don't see a lot of wind on the ground with the trees here in St. Charles.
I don't
It
either.
wasn't a huge amount of wind that we saw in downtown St. Charles. I think this is more rain at this point now than it is a wind back. And we're still tracking the potential that we get some circulations in here. And, you know, and it is still kind of, you know,
Tornado just sitting in the sky.
170 coming into the city. So we have to watch those surges because if there's a certain balance that gets achieved, you know, when one of those surges comes in, and that rear flank downdraft surges out, if you have a little balance, you can ingest and make the storm rotate. Okay? So that's what we're looking at there. I think the bigger concern is the heavier rain and also focus.
It ain't healing like it
more
was
in
last
St. Charles
time.
County versus in the St. Louis County. There's nothing on this velocity scan that has me overly concerned looking into North St. Louis County, looking into the areas that were hit by the tornado on May 16th. All right? But for those of you in St. Charles County, we are still seeing some rotation there. And given the fact that this storm appears to put down
Oh, shit.
you know, that continues to have us concerned. Now, as far as the debris near the airport, back
It's
out
a
to
tornado.
collide a little bit, that's the only spot. But again, it's on the low side from what
I can hear it.
what we anticipate there as being a problem. So we saw those two tornado warnings. Notice we've gone from the observed tornado back to the regular tornado warning. This is the one in St. Louis expires at 3:30, right?
Yes, that one expires at 3:30. They are sheltering in place at the airport.
Yeah, sure. Yes, exactly. Well, the airport's getting the heaviest rain right now. Interesting to see what the winds are like at the airport. And then again, you look out towards the city and then going west into St. Charles, and this is where some of the worst of it is here, as far as that whole, look at the whole thing just kind of spinning, the whole storm just kind of spinning right now. But then within that embedded area of larger spin, we're not finding any really tight circulations. And you need those tight circulations to have a tornado. So we're getting a lot of broad spin, the whole storm is spinning.
It's
which
spinning.
That happens, and it makes for strong storms for sure. But all of our ingredients today are not there as you would expect them to be for significant severe weather across the area. That's why there's no severe thunderstorm watch, that's why there's no tornado watch for this today. You see the visibility of the airport has picked up and improved just a little bit there with when
I
when
can
we
see
saw
they
that.
got the airport right. We
And
right
also
here.
Debris tracker, so that was
This
early.
is.
But there is some damage.
They already
from
told them to
in,
take.
southwest, it looks like, the Chesterfield area.
Okay, yeah, and that would have been there. Let's see.
Nothing new as in terms of any observed tornadoes on the ground, for that, which is fantastic.
Flood-prone issues have been more of the, farther west. We're really into that. I'm looking at Chesterfield.
It ain't hailing.
Here in St. Louis, they picked up a quick half-inch of rain. Their peak wind was 35 miles per hour there at the airport. And I'm gonna look at Lambert and see what Lambert has.
So the tornado warning in northern St. Louis County again expiring here in just a few minutes. Yeah, about 4 more minutes.
They're gonna let that expire. Lambert's top wind, it looks like it's at 23 miles per hour. So not exceptional there. Again, the
I
part of
agree.
the storm that we've been most concerned about here in the last 15 minutes is really just
Y'all
part
been little.
been kind of moving along the Missouri River.
Y'all laughing.
But if we looked a few minutes ago, we didn't see a huge amount of wind with it, bleak out of the ground. Upstairs at cloud level, yeah, in the clouds, there's a lot of wind. But near the ground, not so much so. Broad circulation
It's-
here,
I love
broad,
playing and watching
very
the
broad
little Sprite.
circulation. So they're not tight. And when you have those tight circulations, that's when you get the storms. Now, they said that storms have minds of their own, they do their own thing, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Storms got minds of their own. They do their own thing.
There's nothing here that says, all along this line that says, hey, it's something to be really concerned about. It's close to the airport. There's some wind on the back side of this, it looks like. That
I'm
might be coming
watching
into downtown
News
St.
Live
Charles right
right now.
now, on the back side of this, if it's reaching the ground. We don't know if it's actually reaching the ground. We
I'm
don't know
watching
if
the
it's
trees right here. They gonna tell me everything I need to know.
You hear me?
And that tornado warning for St. Charles
The trees right here gonna tell me
for a
everything
while
I need to
longer,
know.
and that's gonna stretch through our neighborhood as well. Again,
I'm watching out for this tornado because it's in our area again. It tore up us last week, but it's right here by the
that being said, we still want.
it's right here by the airport,
This is not going to be something.
and it's telling us to take shelter. But I'm watching the trees. The birds left.
You will be looking at some of that heavier rain pushing into these areas where the cleanup is ongoing here. It's already started to rain across much of the city now on the heavier rain. With that,
They
you
left.
will likely
I'm
see
watching.
wind gusts that run 30 to maybe 40 miles per hour. Okay, so make sure those gusts are strapped down and
I can hear it.
tight as you can get in that area. But we're not going to see another tornado sliding into this area, at least not imminently. We just can't see it out of what we're seeing right now on the radar. There is torrential rain in here. The heaviest area of rain right now is along 370 and along 70 and then along 270 from North St. Louis County. So you can expect significant travel delays in those areas because it's coming down so fast and furious.
They tell the airport to take shelter. Ooh.
Right? But again, the threat for a significant tornado is exceedingly low. We never say zero when it comes to St. Louis weather because it's St. Louis weather. But I would say if we're going to see anything out of this system, where the tornado warning is still affected in far northern portions of
30.
St. Louis County. And then that's basically along north of Lindbergh here in North County. If you're going to see anything, it's going to be very green, very fast, spinning up quickly, and then moving on. We're not seeing that right now. Nonetheless, the tornado warning in effect there. The only damage we've had so far is from what troopers reported today. I think we've getting some more information on that.
Now, if I see the trees going crazy, then I know. If I see the trees go crazy, because the alarm done went off. The alarm has went off 3 times. So last time they didn't even have an alarm when the tornado hit. It hit. So now it's out here by us. I ain't seen no hail. Last time it was hailing. Right now it's just lightning
You get that much rainfall,
and
in the wet ground that we
the clouds are gray,
especially
but the trees not. It's raining. It's just raining really hard.
Talking about right in this area here, where you had the most intense hunting
Total
and
down.
rotation of them. And so that combination really puts down a lot of rain very quickly. That's why we have a flash flood warning in effect here for parts of St. Charles County and northern St. Louis County because of that. And Scotty, I pulled up a map that shows you exactly where that damage is in Cooper's report. So I have camera that is east of Ambler State Park. It's on 109 and Plum Pond Road. That's in between south of Stewart, north of Wildwood, and just east of Ambler State Park. Okay. All right, and that would have been what we would have seen with the debris signature.
Okay.
We walked up some trees and some debris. That's what you're gonna see.
It's going out there. It's going out there too.
Right there, one drill everything.
My grandkids.
But nothing severe at the moment across most of the area, with the exception of the storm that's here in St. Charles County, that's moving towards Madison County, again, far in the northern portion of St. Louis County, and in the northern
Jeez.
portions,
Right. This motherfucker finna fall on my back.
consistently on the safe side. It doesn't look like there's anything imminent. We're not seeing big rotations there. So nothing imminent there.
You
But
said
this
what?
line of storms going down to the south is producing some torrential rainfall. Also on the
Oh, look, I ain't got no socks on right
these
now.
storms are beginning to develop. The ones that are west of Nashville here in Washington County and Illinois, moving
It's-
north south.
It's still lightning real
This
bad.
area, you may have had a chance to just beat
I
up
can hear alarms going off for distance
Shoot alert.
from here.
That's also something else that we'll be monitoring here. Tornado warning over for the city of St. Louis and for most of St. Louis County. Far north St. Louis County continuing in that tornado warning and then stretching over towards West Alton and then stretching back towards the Orchard Park
Oh,
area.
yeah.
But
You
again,
have them walking
you see
single
the
file
storm,
lines to the
the
bottom
whole
of the
storm,
school.
the whole storm itself.
Motherfucker that already got ripped and ran before it got to the basement.
That's not necessarily going to be a tornado. Big rotating storm. And it will be on the leading edge, or if we can get any surges to go out ahead of that, where we may have some problems.
Hmm.
Bro, tell the brick
Forward
the.
here in the next hour or two. I don't think it's a huge problem. but
That
I don't
motherfucker
think
better not
it's-
collapse.
There's absolutely nothing on it. This is the big.
Y'all cracking jokes.
It's a big-
They ain't in the storm. We are.
That's your whole storm. Rotating.
They ain't got plaster around the
These
motherfucker.
rocks are
Just
going-
straight marble and
There's
metal.
nothing at the leading edge of this that really makes us overly concerned right now. Something in
Right.
this process of splitting up. Even looking down into the city, there's nothing that really is overly concerning.
Still sitting there.
That's not trouble in the effect like that. And that does stretch all the way from about Rankin Powell High School.
See, I look back.
Over there, what traffic goes up. And then right on through the area on 64. You'll start to drain some of that water. We go through the next hour or two. But I do think
Just watch the trees.
that because creeks and streams have risen exceedingly rapidly by those rainfall rates that we have. That creates some problems. Plus, as you're looking,
I was like, let me sleep.
So that heaviest rain vector, that's low lying areas as well. So traffic. Because there's no place really for the water to go. A lot of things are high. Hey, what do you know? You know that there's Chesterfield, Strecking Road, west of First Mill, that is blocked by doctors at this point, and power lines have also come down. That's in the Buffalo Flats area, where you know, by Strecking Road, west of First Mill. And you still have Snap Tree, east of the rock granite on property in Wildwood, and the building that's talking about is certain areas.
I think seeing a tree snapping apart.
These are just preliminary reports. You know how this happens. We'll just keep getting reports as time goes on, and either first responders or neighbors have time to call these things in. Right, and that's, initially, whenever we had something touched down, we believe we did, there, Ellisville area, southwest of Chesterfield, kind of in that area along 109. Those the first responders are the folks to get the first phone call. And we don't always hear from them right away because they're there and providing the aid people that need it, and making sure everything's secure, making sure everybody's staying safe. So a lot of times our reports are delayed. Now, we do know we have debris lofted, so that's why it was a mature tornado there for a bit. Again, we don't think it was a big tornado per se, but even some of those, spin-ups, if you get them, even though they're not particularly large, certainly not like the nearly mile-wide tornado we had on May 16th. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about small, quick spin-up storms. They're still capable, if they take a direct hit at your house, of creating problems. The good news is that we don't see that along this line right now. Everything we're seeing along this line is basically heavy rainfall and winds that aren't exceptionally strong right now. Yes, there are still gusty winds in here, 30 to maybe 40 miles per hour or so. That's what we had in the Chesterfield Airport when the storm went through. There's torrential rain. The tornado wouldn't continue because you never know if the storm's going to cycle and be able to generate another dangerous area of twisted wind that we have to be concerned about. But right now, the immediate threat is much lower than it was from just a few minutes ago as we continue to track these storms across the area. I will give you the track of the leading edge of the worst of this. And I'm just going to pull this across because it does include, it's not crossing the Mississippi River, the leading edge in some places. So it's almost into Alton right now. I mean, it's raining at Alton. But you're going to get the heavier. This is the heavy rain. This is where it gets torrential. Torrential rain. And the gusty winds. Godfrey, 342, so a couple of minutes here. Bethalto by 351, maybe in the next 10 minutes. Even over to Dorsey, Edwardsville, Hamel, Illinois, taking this off to the east and to the northeast. Now, the environment here, again, is not overly favorable for these storms to twist and create that dangerous twisting. The possibility with any thunderstorm is that that can happen, and sometimes it does. And even though our environment wasn't great today, I think that's what happened here in St. Louis County. As we look through the storms down to the south, as they continue to trudge off to the northeast, I think we are going to get into a period where some of us see heavy rain over and over. So this is where we may end up with our 1, 2, 3 inches of rain here just this evening, and we may end up with some additional flooding problems across the area as well. So that's something to be mindful of.
3 to 4 inches of rain.
We're starting to see this activity pick up to our southwest. As this moves northeastbound and continues to go over the same areas, that means our low water crossings tend to come up, and that can pose a problem as well. So this tornado warning is in effect for St. Charles County. I think that's going to be allowed to expire at 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, I wouldn't be surprised if they let it go a little sooner than that. But, you can see the whole the storm itself is spinning. It was along that leading edge that we had problems. And right now,
spin on up out of here.
Other than this broad circulation there in the middle of the rain, that would seem to indicate that we have any big problems. And I don't think we're going to get that to tighten up in that rain field that we were looking at there. Not that it can, but I don't think we will. But if we did, I'm going to give you a track. Power outages county about 4,690 without power in St. Charles County, and in St. Louis County about 1,000. Okay, so there you go. So this is where, we're talking up Old Jamestown Road. So you're again, Conway, St. Louis County, and then over here to the eastern portions is along 94, the very rural sections, eastern St. Charles County. If there was going to be something circulating, it would be rain wrapped, you wouldn't see it. But again, from what we're seeing on the radar, there's not a lot of tight spinning here at all. There's a very broad circulation, but not a lot of tight spinning right now. And so that's good. The storms that are coming into North St. Louis County and into, central St. Louis County, it's pouring. A lot of the areas that dealt with the tornado on May 16th are now dealing with torrential rains and maybe some 25 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts. You have heavy rain in Creek 4 back towards the Pear, down Shrewsbury. So 44 in particular, going out of the city, you really pick up some of that heavier rain. It's moving northeast, so the really heavy rain will be moving in and across. Richmond Heights is where that tornado pretty much touched down on May 16th. So you're really going to get some torrential rain over those tornado damaged areas from a couple of weeks ago here in the next 15 to 20 minutes or so. Just a quick broad view across the entire area. No imminent tornado threat that we can tell. We're not seeing any circulations that are grabbing our attention on that storm in St. Charles. But here as we look along this line, we'll watch with potential very heavy rainfall and some gusty winds, maybe 40 to 50 miles per hour. We'll also watch the area off to the east of St. Louis as it continues to develop here west of Nashville.